Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Saturn transit in different houses for different ascendants. Now this Saturn transit this year is going to be in the house of Sagittarius, in the zodiac of Sagittarius. I have uploaded videos up to Virgo and now I will be uploading videos. This video is about Libra ascendant. So what will happen when Saturn will transit in your third house, because Sagittarius falls in your third house? There are quite a thing that you have to actually calculate, because now you have to collect some data in this case. Point number one, Libra is the sign where Saturn gets exalted. That means you are an entity which Saturn loves, because you love balance. You are a swift moving entity trying to strike a balance in your life between everything that you have. Saturn actually wants that. Plus, Libra is also a sign of justice, and Saturn is the giver of justice. Saturn gives the results of what one's karma is, good or bad, that doesn't matter. So Saturn actually is very affectionate towards your Lagna. Now Saturn sits in the third house. So the third house has the sign of Sagittarius, which is Dev Guru, which is controlled by Dev Guru Brihaspati. Your ascendant is controlled by that Guru Shukracharya. So both your first house and third house is actually Guru Sthan. And Guru Sthan is always a pure houses. Now, what is third house? Third house, first thing that comes from the third house is courage and willpower. And not only third house, any house, you take any house, take third from it, that will be courage of that house. That's a small trick that I gave for those who know astrology, a bit, who is studying astrology. Also from planets, you want to count the courage of a planet, find the third house. Okay, coming to the point. Third house is the house of communication, or you can say expression. See, if second house is voice, then third house is what you gain from voice. So when you have a voice, what do you gain from that? Power to express. So third house is the power to actually express yourself. It's also the house of writing, because it controls your hands. And expression through hands is always writing, poetry, paragraphs, articles, anything. You may call anything. It's also a house of creativity. Now, third house also denotes unwanted fear. Yes, that's something very strange, because if third house is bad, your willpower goes down. So if your willpower goes down, you will not be able to do anything, and you will feel fear and anxiety, and you will frighten from anything that is coming in your life. Now, Saturn is a planet of separation and delay. Saturn is a planet who believes in wait and watch game. Saturn don't want to give you quickly. Saturn wants to make you learn first, because Saturn is here to teach us. Saturn is not here to spoon feed us. Saturn wants that things come us only after making us kind of an eligible for that object. For example, if you want a MacBook, but it will just make you work so hard that you will love when you get that MacBook. You will feel it. There are two cases: when you just get it, and when you get it, you feel the happiness. Saturn wants you to feel that happiness. That's what Saturn wants to do with you. Third house Saturn always will help in gaining income. It will always help you in being something in society. But in the initial years, if somebody has Saturn in third house, will always cause issues. But what is Saturn going to do now? Saturn will directly hit at your courage. Saturn will bring out things which you fear. Saturn will make you face your fear, make you face your worst nightmare. Because Saturn wants to pull you back from the courage. Saturn acts like an arrow. It pulls you back and then throws it. The more it pulls back, the more forward you will go. Don't fear from being pulled back. Don't get unwanted fear in this time. You may feel very frightened, especially because your Jupiter rules your courage, and the other sign of Jupiter is in the 6th house, which is the house of disputes. So this shows that there will be some disputes because of your actions or the actions that you have already done. You will face the wrath of those actions. If you have done some bad karma, then Saturn will make you work to rectify those karma, which is actually a good thing, because Saturn is not direct. Saturn will not just directly punish you, but will give you a chance to rectify. You just need to understand that vibe. You need to understand that communication coming from the planet that, okay, now the time has come, now I want to solve this problem, so I should really act upon that. Saturn will give you that chance. And in the while Saturn is doing all these things, Saturn will take away comforts from you. Because the sign of Capricorn is in the 4th house and Saturn is 12th from itself. So it will make you lose the status and rank that you hold in your family. Someone can come in your family who is above your rank, or you may lose your rank. Whether you will get insulted in your family, that's a negative aspect of it. The positive aspect being you will move out of your house and go to a different place. That's a separation from siblings, separation from your motherland, separation from your home. Next, it also shows that from 5th house, which is the sign ruled by Aquarius, Saturn is 11th. So from 5th it is 11th, and 5th house means expression of expressions. From there it is 11th. So what it is going to do is it will not allow you to express. You will be fearful. But while being fearful and not expressing yourself, you will understand what you need to express. For example, you are in a conference and you want to talk about things and you are not able to talk, but in the next conference you will lead everything, because now you know what you have to talk and what you have to not talk. It will be like that. First it will make fearful and then it will throw you into the water to swim, because now it has already taught you. You will know the do's and don'ts. So first it will give you a checklist of do's and don'ts. Once you read that checklist, only then he will allow you to move ahead. This in simple terms means none of your tasks will be done at one go. It is very difficult that things go at one shot. So if things are not happening at one shot, give it another try. Why? Because no bad will not happen to you. You are an ascendant where Saturn is exalted. Saturn will not harm you in any case. Saturn is only trying to protect you from bad deeds that you will do right now. So if you are involved in any kind of gambling, in anything which is anti and which is against the norms of dharma, or better to say just adharma, you should not do that. You should never do that. Do not pass any alcohol or any non-veg items with your right hand to any of your friend. That's a very simple remedy that by which you can make this Saturn happy. Obviously your karma will matter a lot more, but this is the kind of a small precaution that you can take. Saturn also will create a separation from your expression, your siblings, your homeland. And if you're a writer or in media or someone who is into the line of expressing yourself, there will be delay in achieving things. But that delay will give you something which is better than others. So if there is a delay, and guys, listen carefully, if you are a Libra ascendant, for the next 3 years, irrespective of what dasha or mahadasha you have, if you are facing small or greater delay in any of your work and you are not getting what you want, thank God that you are not getting that. Because this Saturn wants to give you the best. So he will make you wait for it. Because it is in the house of actions, karma, courage. So it will test your courage. And once you pass in that test, once you fall in that test and you pass that test, this Saturn will please you with happiness, comfort, gains from business, property, inheritance, say anything. But you have to give time. You have to give time. You cannot Run. You are already in air element and Saturn is in fire element. Tattvic combination doesn't match. You are a person who inflames your courage by your own thoughts. Do not try to do that. If you are getting something and you want something and you are getting that, but with a delay, you don't need to push unnecessarily for that. Don't aggravate your fire of your courage. Saturn is now here to diminish that fire. Saturn wants to tell you what is the correct proportion of fire that you need in your courage to achieve things. Focus on that part. Focus on that courage part. And then you will see the miracles coming. Saturn's third aspect is in 5th house. He wants you to struggle to attain gains in marriage. Yes, this shows some disputes in marriage because you may be thinking that you are doing enough, but you are actually not. You are actually not. You should think what is lacking. There is something which is lacking because Saturn also represents gap. Saturn represents depression. Saturn represents melancholy nature. Saturn is alone. Isn't it? I think you should first of all find out that are you making some efforts to make yourself alone? Are you trying to corner yourself out? Are you in depression? Are your efforts putting others into depression? Is your attitude normal? Check yourself. Because Saturn is here to make you check yourself. That's why its third aspect is in 5th house. Take care of your stomach. Don't try to eat random foods. Be very careful with your diet. And be very careful with how you treat your children. Because Saturn is aspecting with its third aspect to the house of children. It will directly impact your children. Saturn's 7th aspect is going to be in the 9th house. 9th house, okay, what can be this aspect? First of all, Saturn is sitting in the 9th Rashi of the natural zodiac. Then Saturn is giving the 7th aspect to the 9th house. 7th aspect of Saturn is the legal aspect. It will make you run to astrologers. It will make you run to take cover in the arms of spirituality. You may visit a lot of temples during this time, religious places you may go, because since it is in 3rd house, 3rd house is ruled by Kal Purush, zodiac sign Gemini. Gemini is in your 9th house. This shows short-term religious travels and also 1 or 2 long-term religious travels consistently throughout next 2 years. It's good because every religious travel is going to give you something better than the previous days. But yes, your luck will work if you become religious. That's what Saturn will say. Saturn will say, create a legal bond with spirituality. Tell spirituality, I will follow you honestly, legally, profoundly, with happiness, accepting it, and understanding what you're trying to say. That's a legal bond. That's a virtual legal bond Saturn wants you to make with God. And then God will say, okay, since you have changed, you have tried at least to be on the path of Dharma, let me give you the blessings of Saturn. Then Saturn will say, okay, since Saturn becomes in contract, Saturn says, since you are good, I will be good. Since you are bad, otherwise if you are bad, Saturn will be bad. Because remember, if your 9th house goes bad, that means if you become a person who practices bad activities, Saturn is in your 3rd house, directly watching. It's a contract. You do bad, Saturn do bad. You do good, Saturn will do good. Precisely. That will happen. Next 10th aspect of Saturn. 10th aspect of Saturn is an aspect of karma. What Saturn will do, you have to see from the 10th aspect. Because that aspect is the aspect where Saturn will not only make you rise higher, not only make you have a position in society, but it also shows that you will work towards things which you have always thought to achieve. That aspect falls in the 12th house. 12th house has the sign of Virgo. Virgo is the 6th house. All this combination also shows your job will change. You may go outside India. You may go in a place where nobody recognizes your language. It's a definite change, and you will do that change because you will get frustrated with whatever current you are having. You want to travel? Travel. Every travel will give you benefits. This also shows Videsh Yatra, foreign travel, job switch, role switch. Suddenly, if you are at high position, you may go down. If you are at low position, you may suddenly rise high. But definitely whatever will happen for good. And if again I'm repeating that if there is a delay, the delay is on purpose. Do not try to mitigate that delay with any Havan, Yagya, Puja. Only stay positive. Saturn doesn't hate you. Saturn loves your ascendant. Saturn is exalted in that ascendant. It's just that if Saturn finds any discrepancy, injustice in your life, or Saturn finds any imbalance in your attitude, Saturn will try to balance that. So eventually when the Saturn goes out of your 3rd house and moves in your 4th house by 2019 and 2020, you will be a completely balanced personality. You will balance everything. No matter how disbalanced your life is, it will balance everything. This is a very good opportunity Saturn is trying to give you. Try to use that. Stay positive and be happy. And don't worry. This is the time not to worry. This is the time to experiment. Experiment good activities. Do good, be good. Thank you guys for watching my videos on Punneit's astrology. Next video is going to be Saturn transit for Scorpio ascendant. Very, very special transit for Scorpio ascendant because Saturn is going to come back into your ascendant. Saturn was for 2.5 years from 2014 to 2017 in your ascendant and has done a lot of things in your life, and you can tell me why. And you can also tell me how your life has been made a roller coaster ride by Saturn from the last 2.5 years. Now the time has come to heal. So do watch my next video on Scorpio ascendant for Saturn transit in 2017 and 18. Thank you for watching. Do like and do subscribe. Subscribe my channel to get automatic notifications for my videos. Thank you guys. Thank you. Next video coming soon.